Hi everyone, welcome once again to the 24-bit podcast, and today we are going to talk about something interesting, something that has been happening in most of our spaces. If you are a subscriber to this podcast or a listener, or you're watching it from YouTube, chances are clicked through the link from some form of social app, some social network, some social media platform. Could be Twitter, could be for some reason you got it somewhere in your email. Could be you got it from one of our blogs, in which case you are pointed from either Facebook or Twitter, or a combination of that. From our experience running blogs over the years, we get a lot of referral traffic from social media apps. But of late, using those social media apps has come with its own fair share of challenges, and in some cases, if we are to look at it that way, opportunities. So here today, we are going to look at, discuss, explore what's really happening with our social networking spaces. If you're wondering what I'm referring to, is the increased number of apps that are coming out to say we're going to offer you an option to pay to access more features, we're going to charge you, all those kinds of things. Is paying for social media apps now a thing? Are you going to do it? All those kinds of things. As usual, I have the usual suspects here to help me dissect that.
Dickson Otieno, techish.com.
And Nick Kanali from Tech Trends.
I'm Chenze Emmanuel. You can find what I write at androidkenya.com. First things first, who here pays for any of these apps?
I pay for YouTube Premium.
Good. Allah, interesting.
Yes, I did.
Oh, I just, I pay for Twitter Blue. I tried that. I mean, it was just a trial, and yeah,
You will continue paying, Amma?
So what's it was just a trial. Where are you? Will you continue paying? Are you stepping out?
I might not renew my subscription, yeah, but I mean, I might decide to keep it or not, but yeah, at least I pay for Twitter Blue now.
If you're listening, you can try donate to me, because it appears I'm the only poor person on this podcast. I don't subscribe to any of those apps. But if we are keeping count, how many apps do you use that now already have an option to pay to access features?
YouTube Premium is not available in Kenya. I use a VPN to pay for that. Twitter has a payment program, Twitter Blue, which is coming soon to Kenya. Facebook has meta verification that's coming soon. Niambia, another social media app. Instagram is under Facebook. WhatsApp is under Facebook. Yeah.
TikTok
has a payment. TikTok, what I know is you can earn terms of coins if people send you money, but they don't yet have a payment program.
So, so my question is, so do the tips, they have this tip feature, you can actually tip a creator.
Yes.
That falls under still a payment subscription?
You can say so, but you don't pay them to get that option. All you need to do is get to 10K subscribers, and then people can start paying you.
Plus, you can do the same thing on Twitter, right? I've seen it on some accounts.
Yes. You can add at Upper Kenya, you can add a Bitcoin wallet or cheaper cash, I believe. Stripe is not available in Kenya, but in other markets. Yes. And then if somebody likes your tweets, they can tip you.
Same, we have YouTube memberships.
Yes, YouTube membership is currently available in Kenya. I tried it out, have no members.
For the benefit of everyone listening, those are creator-centered payment initiatives. You don't need to pay for it to access those features.
Do it if you love the creator.
Yeah. And in some cases, like in the case of YouTube, they might lock some content exclusively to members, those kinds of things. That's entirely or subscriber-led, like it's your own initiative. The app is not pushing you to pay in order to access anything that's hidden. Yes. Nick?
The ones I use?
Yeah, that have page tires.
Oh yeah, so there's Twitter, which I only pay for Twitter Blue, as I said earlier. There's I'm not really active on TikTok, but yeah, TikTok has that as well. Of course, we've heard about Instagram, only now the same thing. I was about to say OnlyFans.
No, we can use the podcast to promote your OnlyFans, and you get these dollars. I mean,
international.
Yeah, the dollar rate is quite high right now. So if you earn in dollars and you're in Kenya, this is the best time to be earning dollars. So it's your OnlyFans.
Anyway,
by the way, people associate, when we say OnlyFans, watu huanza kucheka because we associate it with lewd content. OnlyFans is just a creator platform like any other. So if you're interested in tech things like ours and you're wondering how to start off, we did our very first podcast episode was on how to get started doing the kinds of things that we do, and we shared our experiences. Yeah, it's not cheap, takes time, all of those. So if you want to just jump the queue, you can go start an OnlyFans, have your fans support you. You won't be doing anything wrong. We just associate OnlyFans with one type of content because
that's what people have talked about mostly.
And also because
it's been promoted.
Yeah, and because of the weird way in which we view morality, OnlyFans seems to be the only platform that's very friendly to those kinds of creators. They're usually banned elsewhere, and even OnlyFans did get some backlash with its suppliers and partners. Remember there was some issue with the payments networks telling them you need to stop supporting this, and OnlyFans even made steps towards stopping that. Then they walked back their declaration of those. So the reason why people relate OnlyFans with that type of content is because it's the only major platform widely used that's friendly to creators of that nature. But doesn't mean that you can't go there and do your own stuff. You can actually go there and, like, if you like singing to your plants, you can also go there and have people pay you for that. Like, there's no stopping. Nick, you are saying something?
Yeah, then of course there's YouTube. I don't pay for premium as Dickson, but of course I'll be so willing to pay just to avoid seeing those so many ads. If it was available.
I got onto YouTube Premium. So Norway has a 4-month free trial, but I got a 1-month trial. They said 4 months, but it was capped at 1 month. So after trying out that free trial, I decided if my card can be charged and they charge you in whatever krona, whatever the currency is called over there, translates to about 1,200 in local currency.
That's per month.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you use YouTube a lot, especially if you have, say, multiple channels for different content and you don't want ads, it works very well. And you also get YouTube Music, which is not available in Kenya. But once you pay for the YouTube Premium, if you have an Android phone and you access YouTube Music, it will work.
Okay, interesting. And also, I use LinkedIn a lot. Yeah, and then this was a version of that. So yeah, I think those are basically the ones that I use that I think I believe have paid subscriptions.
Good. Now here's the other question that I'm going to throw at you. You've listed LinkedIn as being a social network or platform that you're on that offers, like, people who use it to pay and access some more features. Then we've also listed Twitter, we've also listed YouTube, which has premium music, and then with the meta platforms, WhatsApp, IG, and Facebook, where that is coming soon, and Snapchat. No one uses Snapchat here.
Me.
So Snapchat does have a paid tier of some sort. Yeah. Now, if we are to look at those apps, if you are to break down, now you might not be using the paid features, but for someone who's listening, how much does it take them, for instance, to access LinkedIn Premium?
From LinkedIn's website, they have different tiers for the LinkedIn Premium. And I guess if you use LinkedIn, if you sign into LinkedIn even once in a while, you'll find the pop-up, try LinkedIn
Premium.
Try LinkedIn Premium to see who viewed your profile. You appeared in 10 searches this week and all that.
Yeah.
Somebody working at Safaricom looked at your profile.
Yeah.
So they have different tiers for depending on the target audience. So the career premium mode, I guess, is the one that we should be talking about, where you can see who viewed your profile. You can get to message people directly and all that. Is 3,219 shillings per month. Wanted to check that out in dollars because these prices will definitely change.
Yeah.
But so that's around $3.
Yeah,
that's around
$30.
That's
around 30 USD. And there's VAT, so add VAT because this is Kenya. Then there's business, which is 5,149 a month. This targets businesses that are looking to be more visible on LinkedIn. There's the Sales Navigator Core, which I don't understand what it means. Sales Navigator Core is for It gives you all the business features, but it also adds leads and accounts into your target market, and it helps you get real-time insights for outreach and to build relationships with prospective customers and business. So it's just like a better business premium feature. Then there's Recruiter Lite, which is Sales Navigator Core is $8,759 a month. Then there's a Recruiter Lite premium option, which is for hiring and finding talent. So you get all businesses features. Then you also can find great candidates faster. Then you can contact any talent you find easily, and you can build relationships with prospective hires directly from the platform. So career $26, business, Chenze.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to say them in dollars. So career is $26.
Yeah.
Business is around $40. Sales Navigator Core is around.
That's $759.
It's around $75.
No, it's $70.
$70.
Yeah.
Then Recruiter Lite around $140, $145.
15,329. That's $120.
Yes. So those are the premium LinkedIn options. They are all available locally. You can sign up. If you're a Kenyan and you have a business or you just want a premium account for your personal use, these are available. Kenyan shillings.
I think I'll be so open to actually using the business one, because why should I care about who viewed my profile? For a business, I'm able to get leads, conversions, and all that. I can actually sign up for the business part.
Yeah, because if your business can appear on top, if you have links, Samanini for your articles and you want people to read, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Does it make sense though? Maybe it does. If you are a recruiter and you work at a big company, like the Microsofts have been hiring here like crazy, $120 per month is nothing. We're talking about Microsoft even on the platforms.
It's on LinkedIn.
Okay, Nick, can you take us through what it takes to when it becomes available here? What will you need, for instance, to use the premium features that Meta will be offering across its apps? That's IG, FB, the likes.
So I'm just trying to.
I think Nick will be so good with Twitter Blue.
Yeah, Twitter. Yeah, so for Meta, of course, Meta is talking about Meta Verified. They're talking about, of course, Meta being, there's Instagram. Yeah, there's Instagram and WhatsApp.
Yeah,
they're not mentioning they're bringing the same to. Instagram and Facebook. They're not mentioning.
They haven't mentioned WhatsApp.
They haven't.
They have WhatsApp Business.
Yeah,
which has been running for a while, and businesses. I don't think you pay for it. Businesses can access WhatsApp Business for free. There are certain features that you get charged for. No, I don't think you get charged for anything on WhatsApp Business yet. But yeah. So Meta Verified is for Instagram and Facebook right now.
Yeah. And actually, so how much you're paying for that? They're talking about, for individual and professionals, that's around $12.
$12 a month. And this is for New Zealand and Australia, where they're currently testing.
Yeah. Then for individual and professionals, that's 100 and iOS, they're talking about $15. I feel that's still a lot. Yeah, that's a lot for just
no. But the reason it's a lot is because normally the app stores where we get these apps usually have a fee that they charge the developers who list their apps and games there. So when it's on the web is why you are paying less, $12, and why you are paying $15 when it's on the app.
That
because they're transferring to you the 30% Apple charge. Yeah. So Apple usually takes a cut. If you are on the Android side of things, the Play Store will take a cut that goes to Google. It's the same thing that we've been seeing with the percentages that the owners of the taxi platforms usually take. So a driver will be on Little, a driver will be on Uber, and at the end of the ride, they charge you a specific amount, but that specific amount, the people who run the platform will take back a percentage of it.
That's the fee Elon was complaining about the other time. I saw him ranting about why Apple should charge, 30% of,
Yeah, and to now dive into Twitter Blue, that was one of the most significant and most visible changes last year when Elon Musk took over the running of Twitter through an acquisition, because Twitter Blue used to exist before Elon Musk. It just wasn't as pronounced, and it wasn't being pushed to just about every other user. Right now, what Elon Musk is doing is pushing features that used to be free behind paywall to entice people, a lot more people to pay, and so that he can have a critical mass that justifies is what it was, $44 billion.
Yep.
His acquisition, spending all that money, incurring debt to finance his acquisition and all of that. So when he came on board, the charges that Twitter used to charge, it was what, $3.99 USD? Before
yeah, it was for something.
Yeah. Now Musk backed it up to $8, and then if you're
App Store 11.
Yeah, for if you use the Apple App Store to process your transaction, which is very convenient, and most people do it knowingly and unknowingly, then there's on top a $3 charge just to enable him process that and keep his cut and pay Apple. So there's that discrepancy, and it applies even if you're in Kenya. First things first, Twitter Blue is not yet available in Kenya, but you can use workarounds and you can get it working around the other. The workarounds are very simple. Just get a VPN, and we've tested this. It works even with M-Pesa Global. So get a VPN, fill in your details, just make sure where it comes to the residency, like your billing address, you'll have to cheat.
Yes,
Pick a fancy address somewhere in the US. Normally this should not work, but somehow for Twitter it works. So yeah, and I've seen a number of Kenyans with Twitter Blue. Yeah, it still sounds to me absurd that you have to pay to use Twitter. That was the case when Twitter Blue rolled out. Now under Elon Musk, it actually makes sense to pay Twitter, because he's saying you're going to be prioritized in your engagement on the app. So in replies, so if you're a brand, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, and if you're an influencer, for instance, also makes sense, because
you're viewed as notable.
All those kinds of things.
And the other thing is that if you're a Twitter Blue subscriber, they're planning on introducing payments if ads are served under your response.
Yes, and the other thing that we didn't talk about, WhatsApp Business actually does have a paid for tier. You just need to unlock the level for paying, and then they don't have direct rates. So if you're listening to this podcast and you've paid for business, you can tell us what the rates are, because they reach out to you when you meet a certain threshold. I think when you can serve 1,000 people concurrently or something like that, then you'll have to pay. They have a whole dedicated...
This is why we saw WhatsApp Business being used by KCB, Equity Bank.
Yes. And we've covered
those are the target audience for that.
And they call it conversation-based pricing. So which bank? There's a bank that recently
WhatsApp.
So if you have your agents over there, and at a given time they're handling 1,000 convos simultaneously, that means a strain on Meta's servers and all those things. So they'll have you pay for that. They're calling it conversation-based pricing, varies per country, blah blah blah, all those things. So it's a huge mess. But the reason we've taken considerable time in this recording to go through all of those is to bring you up to speed with the various charges that are in place. And you're going to see more and more of this. Like, you can't use LinkedIn without not knowing that there's a premium tag. They push it in your face. They tell you so and so from whichever company you fancy, viewed your profile, but they'll never tell you that is so. You want to see?
Pay.
Yeah, come and pay. We'll give you a trial for a month. Then you put your credit card on file. Then we'll take your money. Elon Musk is doing everything to scream from the rooftops that Twitter Blue exists to pay. And we know how aggressive Mark Zuckerberg's people can be. So we expect the same thing will happen with the Meta Verified when it launches. And Snap has been at it for a while. Snap almost gives you everything for free, but if you fancy a few stickers and the likes, you can pay. And there's not been much of an incentive to pay for Telegram Premium, but Telegram does have a whole pack of features that they offer with Premium. You have a lot more storage, like your file uploads can go all the way up to 4 GB compared to 2 GB now. You download content much faster. For those that use Telegram to download rumor mixes, na wajua watakuwa wanasikiza hii. You can do those things much faster with the Premium. The ads, you can remove ads, you can have emojis as your status, you can have free transcription, like voice to text for video messages, and then you get custom emoji, you get an icon on the app that shows you really do pay for that app. Yeah, there's something you're calling advanced chat management. You get animated profile pictures, you get unique reactions, all those, and then you can have your chats translated in real time. So there's a whole bunch of features. The reason we've gone through all of that is to try and make sense of the whole, because not only is it a trend, it seems like it's here to stay. For the longest time, the business model has been sustained by ads, but it looks like ads are no longer sustainable. So Dickson, do you see yourself paying for all these services in the future?
First of all, I agree with the fact that social media is moving from the ads model to this subscription model. And I think more companies and more social media platforms will find ways to try and charge users for this. I think before I answer that, the first company to thank for all this should be Apple. Apple introduced tracking limitations with iOS 16 and iOS 15, where you could ask an app not to track your interaction between platforms. And that really affected Facebook business, that really affected Google business. And there were some concerns about how the internet will survive if the business model that all these companies had, which was based on learning the user and serving them ads, was working with. So with the tracking limitations, Facebook cannot serve ads better, Google cannot serve ads better, and all that. And that's why we are seeing the rise of subscription models. I don't know if it will work, but I am not seeing myself paying for, say, a verification badge and doing it monthly. If it's a one-time fee, it makes sense. You verify me, I am still the same me even 2 months down the line. But if I have to give you 1,000 bob every month to keep a badge and tweet long and all that, I don't think it makes sense. First of all, do you read long tweets? Do you enjoy reading paragraphs of conversations on Twitter? You'll rather read a thread of 10 tweets or 15 tweets than one tweet that looks like a book. Second of all, I don't see myself paying for, say, meta verification when I literally use Facebook once in a while for my personal use, maybe for a business, maybe for ads. And those are instances where I've given them money. If it's an ad, I'll promote it to get more people to view my content and all that. But if I'm paying it for these tiny features that I've never felt the need to have, I don't see the benefit for, it makes no sense. For example, I pay for YouTube Premium, and I'm paying that so that you can remove the ads. There's nothing extra that I'm getting from YouTube Premium. On iOS, you can get picture-in-picture mode if you pay for YouTube Premium. So the video plays in the background, or the video plays as a picture-in-picture while you're doing other things. That's a benefit, but I'm not paying for that. I'm only paying to cancel the ads. So if the features that social media companies will be giving me are useful to me, and they are not verification, not a blue badge, not visibility and all that, then yes, I will pay for that. But as it is right now, I see no need of paying for, say, Twitter Blue, or paying for what else? Meta verified, especially since it's a monthly charge. Yeah.
Good. Nick, how many apps do you expect you to be paying over the next few months?
I don't think I'm gonna add any other to whatever I'm doing right now, because one of the attractions of social media is that it's free, right? And I think everyone can access it.
Is it though? Because one of the things they say is where you are not paying, you are likely the product.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Technically it is. Because one can argue actually it's not totally free, because you need, for example, a mobile, a laptop, a phone.
You pay for internet,
of course. And basically giving up your data to advertisers, but technically it's actually very free. So, one of the arguments people have been asking is that, why would some of these companies change that? One of the reasons I really pay for a subscription plan with social media, for me, would basically just, reduce the number of ads I see. How often, for example, do you log into your Instagram feed and see the number of ads umejaziwa hapo kaa zote? And even just for YouTube, we keep complaining how YouTube is feeding us with so many ads that are so annoying, you can't even skip some. But if I'm able to actually get a payment model can actually make me avoid seeing those ads. I'll be open to paying that. So maybe later, but now I think I'll have to just keep seeing those ads and see what happens.
Interesting. I'm not planning on paying for any of those apps anytime soon. I have workarounds. If I want picture on my TV, there's Smart Tube. Yeah, there are advantages and disadvantages, but for now, really, there's no bigger incentivization to pay for a lot of those. But I also, at this point, I understand people would want to pay for them. For instance, for the longest time, the blue checkmark, verification check on Twitter has been associated with being a person of higher influence than the others. So it's propped up egos. It's the same. From where I see it, I can compare it to the same status as having an iPhone on Twitter. Like having a verification badge has been like the same thing. It gives you a status above the rest, and people have sought it. People have done crazy things. Don't ask me. People have done crazy things to get the verification badge. Now that you can buy it, if it makes your day, please go and give Elon Musk the $8 or the $11 if you pay via the App Store to get it. If you are on any of the Meta apps, you are say on IG, for the longest time, kienda IG when a celeb who has a checkmark has posted, when they post something, when you go to the replies, you usually see the check marks are very prominent in the replies, very, very prominent. So if you want that kind of treatment, and Facebook is going to guarantee it to you, by all means, pay to get it. On FB, I think we've already been eligible to get the verification. Facebook did open up a channel for people like us to be able to be very easily verified, and I never bothered with it, but it was there. I don't know what perks they'll offer, but on the Facebook app, they deprioritize lots of content so that you only link up with the people that matter to your life. So if that sounds like something that is good for you, go for it. The question I'm going to ask is, with all that knowledge, what are the advantages to paying for social media?
Let me go first on this. No, since we signed up for Twitter Blue on the TechNet page, and I think it's one of the reasons that can actually even make me stay for longer and not me renew my subscription. I actually noticed a lot of engagement. Actually, engagement has really gone up, really gone up. So I'm actually seeing, a lot of interesting things up into that account. And like I can actually more than 100 followers in just 1 week.
Oh
yeah. Get a lot of engagement, people interacting with their content. I mean, it's then of course they are talking about editing tweet. I can edit my tweet in 30 seconds. Before it, 30 is it a minute or 30 seconds before it actually, then of course there's a custom app icons, for example, that Twitter is talking about. Then I'm able to actually change my themes, choose color option I have on my theme. Then of course the custom navigation, of course a space tab. Yeah, then of course the top article, and that's what is very important for us who are in the publishing space. Yeah.
Pardon on that?
Top articles. So top articles is a shortcut to the most shared articles in your network. So this feature automatically lists the most shared articles from people you follow and the people they follow.
So it gives you a way of checking content in a trend.
Yeah. What I don't like is actually the long threads. Those, how many words are there?
There are 4,000 characters.
Yeah, I mean, that's
that's what I was saying.
That's too much. That's too much
for you.
Yeah. And prioritize ranking in conversation. So this feature prioritizes your replies on tweets that you interact with. Then longer. Yes, my favorite is actually the longer video uploads. For example, you attend an event, you've taken a long video, just and be the first person to actually post it. Yeah, that's.
I see people are posting movies on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, you get to upload up to 1080p.
Yeah, 1080p, but for web only.
Yeah. But the problem right now is that they're
going to expand it to
Twitter video. Twitter video.
An hour.
Twitter video just looks bad.
Ati?
Yeah,
you try and play Twitter video content on Twitter. It's always, you're never sure kama leo the video will play smoothly, ama you'll wait for it to load and all that. Yeah.
If I'm paying, I'll definitely be mad.
Yeah.
But there are lots of things Elon Musk and his team need to do behind the scenes to make sure Twitter videos are delivered with the best experience possible, because you'll find your videos are not loading, you're almost blaming your ISP, but when you look, You go to another app, everything
it's working very
perfectly.
well, yeah.
So definitely a problem on Twitter's end, how they are serving up the videos. They need to work on that.
And the most important thing is then two-factor authentication. So that's
you still have SMS, but we have a better. I think 2FA is better. 2FA is better with the authenticator apps. Yeah.
Or if you are very paranoid, you can get a YubiKey, those physical,
key. Yeah.
because SMS, it's risky. It's nice and convenient, and it's the devil that we've been used to for ages, but it's risky. You haven't talked about the ads. Elon Musk told us you guys are seeing 50% fewer ads than the rest of us.
Yeah, but they say that's coming soon, so it's not yet really been rolled out. So half ads, I don't know what that means. But actually, it's a very annoying this day when you switch to the other, just call the basic version of Twitter, where a thread, an ad, in between tweets. Actually, very annoying. But he said that Twitter's going to start monetizing, no, only for Twitter Blue subscribers.
Really? Anyway, Dickson, what do you see as advantages for this trend of monetizing?
Like I said,
social media,
unless you give me better packs, the current packs are not exciting. I am paying for YouTube Premium because the exciting feature is I don't have to skip ads. Imagine you just want to watch a music video and you have 3 ads before you view the music video. So maybe I'll keep paying for YouTube Premium. Platforms that have these better packs. For example, Twitter does not have those many adverts that I will actually pay them $8 to avoid the ads. Getting a verified page and all that may work for my business, but not for my personal account.
Exactly.
So I still don't see the need for that.
You don't have an ego that needs propping with a blue check mark?
Maybe I do, but I don't have $8. I don't have $8 to pay for it. Like every single month, I'm giving you $8 to have a blue check mark.
Honestly, I mean, your business, that's
for a business, it will make sense, but then businesses will be $1,000 in future, and I don't have that money.
Yeah, that's the other thing we haven't talked about.
Yes.
Twitter, if you are an organization, say a company as big as Safaricom, so you'll get the gold check mark.
Yes.
But that means people who work for Safaricom, say like the CEO and key staffers, will now get the blue check mark because the company does subscribe to Twitter. And then to enable all of that, Twitter will bill Safaricom $1,000 every month. Jesus,
Yep.
a lot of money.
So for me right now, the packs do not outweigh the price. If you want me to pay for something, make the deal so good, and I'm not seeing the deal as good right now, unless it's YouTube Premium, which I'm praying and hoping YouTube brings to Kenya. Because if YouTube Premium comes to Kenya, it will be way cheaper than it is right now with VPNs.
And we have a history of paying. We pay for Spotify, we pay for Apple Music.
You can take that to the bank, because look at Netflix, always in fast to update pricing when they feel like the economy people will pay this. Right now they've reduced pricing, and they have billboards and ads across Nairobi promoting the new pricing across YouTube and all that. Yeah. So Kenyans can pay it. It just has to feel like a good deal. For example, paying 300 bob for Netflix, imagine how many people are jumping on that right now for the standard.
And they enticed us with an entire free tie on mobile, remember? Yeah. Good. We're still staying with you, Dickson. Now, what are the downsides to having to pay for social media apps?
The first downside is if it takes off, it means more people will be required to pay as time goes by. I know. And then we will be transitioning from what has been free to what has to being something paid for. Elon Musk may not find all the good packs for Twitter Blue. I know. Like, there's only so much he can fit in for the $8, and then he will start taking away normal things we're used to. The first that has gone away is two-factor authentication. Maybe next time you'll be told if you want to tweet more than 10 tweets a day.
We've also lost access to our beloved Twitter clients.
Twitter clients are gone and all that. So the downside is when they don't find a good way to sustain the business, they will start taking away normal features, asking you to pay for them.
Nick?
I think for me, especially for people in our space, if I'm paying for that feature, it only means I'll be reaching out to, for example, a limited audience of people who can actually afford now paying for that particular feature, right? So that only means I'm turning away other, potential subscribers to our content. People interact with my, our videos and all that. I mean, not everyone is actually willing to pay for that feature, right? So what do? They go somewhere where they can actually get the same content for free.
Interesting.
We haven't touched on Telegram before tumaliza.
Okay, you can go.
Telegram has a premium, Telegram premium. It's not yet live in Kenya because we tried signing up just to see the pricing. But yeah, it's coming. And unaona kama venye tunasema the other platforms are looking for what to make it look like a premium option. Telegram is doubling the group and channel limits. File uploads up to 4 GB and fast.
Yeah, and I had caught some of those in my conversation. No, my addition to that debate will be there is a good thing in paying, because for the longest time we've always said if you are not paying, then you are the product, and that has meant in the case of Facebook has had the longest drawn out debate concerning its platform and privacy concerns. The reason why we can talk about Telegram on this podcast is because the first sign of trouble when Facebook got WhatsApp, that was 2013, way back. The first thing
19 billion.
Yeah, the first thing that people thought, oh God, no, they are going to ruin it. So they sought an alternative. People went to Telegram. That was the first sign of trouble, and it's why Telegram has kept growing. I was reading that last year Telegram Premium reached 1 million subscribers. Yeah, Telegram has kept growing, and last time they reported, which was I think mid last year, they had over 700 million users, right? Monthly active users.
They reached 700 million monthly active premium users, I guess.
No. 700 million monthly active users, and then just 1 million paying subscribers, 1 million users of Telegram Premium towards the end of last year. You can just
700 million users on Telegram, or they reached 700 million users as of June 2020.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because 700 million paying users is a lot. No company has that. No company that we are discussing today has that kind of outreach. So in the case of WhatsApp, and one of the disadvantages of monetizing these things is because not one of these one of the advantages of monetizing is if we can get guarantees from the people who run these platforms that if I'm paying, you're also not going to monetize my my persona, because what they sell to advertisers is your persona, and they don't know what they know, but they'll hide that. So we have a person who lives somewhere in Lavington, Nairobi, and they have a pet, and they walk that pet every 5 p.m. So it's very nice to target them with pet food at around 4 p.m. See, they usually send, they bundle up. There are all companies that have been set up this kind of work. So one of the advantages, I think, this is not something that I know, I think should be that they can no longer do that. I don't know. Maybe there are something that
if we can find a point where social media tells you, for example, Facebook tells you, we will not collect this that we normally collect about you because you pay us this per month. It makes sense. But the problem is there's no guarantee of the same.
Yeah.
They can say we will not collect and you'll still see ads. For example, we are in a conversation right now on TikTok. We can be talking right now on anything, and I'll open TikTok and it's already there.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't have permissions to view my camera, view my contacts,
Listen to your phone.
But how does it do that? Yeah.
Because it picked up all the data, it figured there are 3 of us in this room, it knows all our interests, it knows the location and all of these things, and it adds 1 + 1 and it gets 2, not 11. So the advantage side, if there can be guarantees that I pay you, you don't collect my data, that'd be good. Then because these things cost money, if there can be added features, not that I was already getting these things for free and now you're making me pay, I don't see an added benefit there. But if you can make something exclusive, play around with people's minds, make them feel good for it, maybe there might be taste for it. But the main disadvantage for me is the impersonation bit.
Yeah.
Say I'm a notable person, I was not verified previously, so obviously I didn't have that blue check mark.
Was that how?
And today
happened?
Yes, today everyone is buying the blue check marks. I can be impersonated. Somebody will buy that check mark, pretend to be me, and they'll be prioritizing conversation over even myself. Do you know how that is just going down a rabbit hole? Yeah, and then the same thing applies with the spread of fake news and misinformation.
True.
Yeah. And then for me, the biggest disadvantage, and this is specific to Twitter, has been we have these very nice bots that we like. They provide useful information. Others are just nice for comic relief. The access to the Twitter API is now limited, and Twitter is introducing page tiers for developers to access its APIs, and it's categorize them. Elon Musk did promise to allow quote unquote useful bots to use the service for free, but you all know how that goes. And they get to be the gatekeeper here to decide what's useful and what's not. So it's a whole rabbit hole. Then my biggest pet peeve is this. We are all on, we like calling Twitter the global town square. This one place everyone gathers in the evening to hear announcements and share their mind. If you've gone to town, there's these people who crowd every morning to talk politics. And there's wananchi around Jivaji Gardens. So Twitter has been like our version of that when it's not a chaotic marketplace. Now that all of it is gone, because I can just speak, but not many people will see that because I'm not paying. So my content is deprioritized and my paying counterparts are prioritized.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works, but we've seen how the algorithm can do things when you look at Meta's properties. On FB, you can be there, but you're not there. No one sees what you're saying because the algorithm just kicks you out.
Maybe I think what these social media platforms need to do. You see how, for example, how PayPal is also very strict with verification. Like they actually need to know you're actually the person behind this account. Want you to upload your bank statements, your ID, you just verify.
We already have in Itoje startups that are dealing with verification. For example, nakumbuka we covered a company that launched in Kenya that deals with identity stuff
from Nigerian startup.
I think those are the solutions that should be taken up if it's a personal account that's being verified. So just make sure the person uses their real name and all that. But it's a problem for accounts that we know don't use the real name and can. The problem is money can find ways of affecting verification processes and all that. But I think there has been a good way of dealing with them. I can see Twitter, the fake accounts really reduced with the blue check marks and all that. So yeah, over time, I think we'll find common ground on verification. But as it is now, there could be all the problems Chenze has listed here.
Facebook is going to demand government ID for meta verification. So meta verification will include that. And I think we are not strangers to government issued ID verification being used on apps that we use. If you are to use cheaper cash, that's a requirement, right? Yeah, you have to go through that. If you are to use Stand Because a very nice Chama app, if you are to use it, you'll need to do that. There's another West African payments thing, Flutterwave. If you are to use any of those Flutterwave services, you need to do that. They used to have Bata. Bata will need to scan your government ID and all of that. And there's another one I keep forgetting because I was listed to test for them, but I just backed out at the last minute when I checked the amount of data they were gathering. But that's almost like a standard practice. The only question will be, will you trust Facebook with your government issued ID though? That for me is. And then when it comes to Twitter verification, the old Twitter verification, whatever they're calling legacy now, also did have some form where you could upload your government issued ID, either your national ID or a passport. So not so much of a stranger, but I also don't know how that works with protecting people's identities. People want to stay anonymous online, which is a big thing to some people. And also parodies. We do enjoy our good dosage of comic relief from parodies. So I don't know, that all of that will be mucky. I want to bring the discussion to a close there. Any closing remarks?
For those paying.
Ile meme, this whoever pays for it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my closing remarks will be, as much as, some of these social media platforms want us to pay for content, I think, they need to work around, especially those actually pseudo accounts created and account. They need to actually implement a lot of very strict verification processes just to avoid all things. I mean, remember when Twitter rolled out the subscription based model, There were cases of even people impersonating presidents. Wametumia jina ya Obama hapo and they have the blue tick.
And there's also the elephant in the room, having undesirable entities also claiming verification. We have an Al-Shabaab menace across the border. Now, will you verify Al-Shabaab because they can pay for it?
$8. And for them, I mean, they can really afford $8. You know? I mean, so I think they really need to put a lot of strict verification processes, you know, before even just allowing people to actually just subscribe to their.
But I think you've experienced the strict verification. It took you a while to get on Twitter Blue, right?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and they need you to have a valid phone number over there. Your account should have been in use for more than 3 months.
Yes.
Yeah, so
profile,
yeah,
channel,
yeah.
Nothing from me. Maybe YouTube Premium is good.
What if, let me throw a spanner in the works. Right now, there's not much of an incentive to subscribe to any of these apps because a lot of the subscriptions are not even accessible in Kenya. When these services become accessible in Kenya, because I'm sure they will, especially between now and the end of next year, that won't change your mind?
But I'm still going back to what I said. As long as the perks don't outweigh, honestly, hata wakiniambia 5 so per month for a blue verified tick, but it doesn't make sense. There has to be more benefits than just being verified. Yeah.
Then final question. You know, it sounds ridiculous to me that one, I have to pay. You know, it makes sense to pay for YouTube Premium because you're going to access content that's been created. So you're almost being entertained, informed, all those things. On Twitter, if I'm paying to also go and create the content. Does that make sense? I'm going to pay to create the content, and there are no guarantees I'll even get compensated the way I should for the content I've created there. Because one of the reasons people stay on Twitter is for the conversations. These people just share their thoughts out there willingly for free. And then now these people have to pay for their conversations to be prioritized. Doesn't make anything.
You pay, still do the donkey work.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a fruitful discussion. We would also want to hear what your thoughts on this are. On social media, you can hit us up on our individual handles, also on the 24-bit handle. Share your thoughts. Are you going to pay for any of these services? Are you not going to pay? When will you start paying? What do you want to see before you start paying? Is it a trend that you are accepting, that you are adopting? Should we be resigned to our fate that this is now how now it looks? Will younger users of social media apps just grow up knowing they need to pay to use them? You know, we are spoiled. We grew up at a time when all these apps were free. You just needed to sign up. Twitter wouldn't even ask for your birthday until somewhere along the line recently. So you just needed to sign up, you just needed to be there. But things are changing. We want to hear from you. Thank you for listening in. I've been Chenze Emmanuel,
Dickson Otieno,
and Nick Kanali.
See you next time.
Yeah.